Hello, welcome to my quick review of the Spark Models 1/43 scale TVR Tuscan. So as you see here, it looks to be in the same colour spec as the car from the film Swordfish with John Travolta and Halle Berry, I believe. So anyway, the first noticeable thing about this is the flip paint, or the chameleon paint, and let's just go around, and it is true chameleon paint. So it looks green from some angles, purple from others, depends how you're going. Do you know what, I'm going to move the camera up a bit, sorry about that, and then we can actually see the way the paint flips. You see there we've got the greens, the blues, the purples all going through it. Okay, so I've bought this car second-hand recently. Reasonable price. In fact, you can get an open version of this car, because that's a Targa panel there. You can get an open version of this car in a slightly different colour from Spark, and one of those sold recently for £27.99. No, £27.50. Actually, this one was £25. So I mean, looking at the windscreen, it's not perfect, but everything else is looking pretty good at the moment. So the wipers, for example, very slender, very delicate, but still there. The mirrors, let's have a look at the mirrors there. Excellent, yeah, and looking fine. Okay, the paint finish in general, actually, ignoring the flip on it, is looking very good. There's no sign of running or orange peel or anything. It looks to be evenly distributed. I'm seeing nice tidy shut lines, so that's good. And then the other small details, you've got a little aerial on the back there, which isn't quite at the right angle anymore. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but no problem. That is moulded, that side repeater lamp there for the indicators. You've got this interesting grille and these inset lights, reminding me of my Smart Roadster, actually, that kind of light formation, interestingly enough. TVR logo on the front. I can't feel it, so no doubt some kind of decal. The wheels, fairly bland wheels, but they're accurate, my understanding. You've got the discs under there. Oh yeah, there's a caliper down at the bottom of the disc, so the wheel is moving slightly, not a lot, and there we go. And then the rear wheels, yeah, similar. So you've got the TVR logo in the middle of the wheels. At the back, you've got this abrupt gurney flap style rear wing. There is a gap down there between the body and the wing, which is quite interesting. It's I don't know if it would have been like that on the production car, but it's nice to see that it's a consistent gap anyway. So yeah, not bad at all. So while we're underneath, we've got the almost motorbike style exhaust silencer coming out here, and we'll look at the very typical ladder frame, chassis, space frame, ladder frame chassis there. It's typical of a TVR. And we've got some signs of gluing here. I'm not sure why you'd have gluing in the middle of the underside there, unless it was glued to the mount. When I say signs of gluing, it's like that cyanacrylate super glue, damp, when it's got damp kind of thing. I'm not sure what's happened there. I mean, there's the screw in there, and there's another screw at the back. That's obviously a screw hole, and that's a screw hole for mounting it to the plinth. Interestingly, the plinth on this car, the mounting of this car on the plinth is offset at an angle, so it's not just straight down the middle of the plinth. So bear that in mind if you like to keep your cars on their plinths. But yeah, good detail. I like to see the chassis there, which is what you would see. And you've got the gearbox. Don't see the rear diff at all. You see the sump on the engine there. And of course the engine was front mid, straight 6. Yeah, okay, looking into the interior. So what's nice on this one is you've got a pale, I'll turn that around, pale seats, or the centre parts of the seats, quite bucketed. You can see there on the driver's seat. So this is a right-hand drive car, which it would be, being a British car. I'm sure they made left-hand drive ones, but this one is right. You can see the gear lever. By this era, TVR had become well known for their interiors, slightly wacky, interesting, classy looking thing, slightly hard to figure out what does what in the interior. Parcel shelf there, so a definite two-seater, but with the proximity of the rear wheels to the front seats of the car. Yeah, not bad at all really. I'm happy with this model. Nice to add it to my collection. I've got a couple of other TVRs that you might have seen, but do subscribe and have a look. Right, just looking down here into the cooling area of the there's probably some cooling fans in there that I'm struggling to see. Let me just grab a torch and see if we can see anything further there. Not really. There's definitely an attempt to have probably some fans in there and ducting. Okay, right, so yeah, thank you for watching. Do subscribe. I've got a load of other 43rd scale Spark models and HPI models and a few other types, road cars, race cars, Le Mans, a couple of Formula 1 recently I've been doing a series on, some 12th scales, 18th scales, yeah, and a few 64th. So do subscribe. Thank you for watching, and you'll hear from me again next week. Cheers.